Right, everyone, let's just. Okay, doke. I think I'm having a look over there as well, and just on my screen here. So, and I just wanted to try and get that in hashtag funnelacker, and yeah, you can see there. Is it? So I'm having a look in anyway. Behind me there, two other t-shirts, and there's this t-shirt, and there's a story behind the t-shirts. So each time you create a ClickFunnels account, especially before there was a particular video for onboarding where Russell explained about ClickFunnels and how they kind of work, and I'm like, oh man, this is so cool. So once you did it, then it'd take you through and it'd say, right, so we'll send you a t-shirt. And I was like, oh man, that's so cool. Do you know how many I have of them where I've started, stopped, and just not being able to properly get my head around it? Nine of them, approximately. I'm going to say nine, but it's at least six, and it's between nine. Crazy. I work in IT. I love IT. I love tech, but some things I was just like I was sticking on something, and in particular, it were like I had an idea of how I wanted, say, web pages, landing pages to kind of look and feel, and I just couldn't get it. And I'm like, where am I going wrong? And then eventually, work life, it all changes, and then yeah, we get stuck. So let me just try something here, if it will let me. I don't know if that's better or not. Anyway, hey, I've got the face for radio. I don't care. Rich. So that's my name. I'm Rich. I'm from Harrogate in the UK, halfway down, well, kind of top end of England. And Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights, and Dracula, and Mary Shelley, and all them, Frankenstein, all that kind of stuff. Brilliant. I have to double check that actually. So the reason I mentioned Dracula was because Whitby is 70 mile away, and that's where allegedly Vlad the Impaler landed, or Dracula landed. All the goths out there will tell me more. Anyway, ClickFunnels, funnel hacking. Thanks very much to everybody who's just kind of joined my little group. I've only just created it. You're OGs already, which is cool. And I mean, you may all end up just going, oh man, what's he on about? Delete. But I've got a little story about why I created this. And it reminds me of Tony Robbins, and basically him telling a story about Ford and Chrysler and how Chrysler came about. And it's really interesting, but I'm not going to spoil it, so have a listen. But it was kind of a similar thing. I've never done Facebook much. It's just not been my thing. But just recently I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. I've got all my equipment. I've got my mics. I've got nice equipment here and stuff. Let's start doing something. In particular as well, that the account I've got now with ClickFunnels is an agency one. So I've paid and I'm paying a lot of money to have like a lifetime license, basically, and then I can have many other clients and create funnels and so on for them. So it's kind of a long-term project, and I wanted to create this to help anybody struggling, where I don't know everything, but I know quite a bit, and in particular, I've set up web hosting, I've set up emails. So it's the little things which I think are kind of really important, which are, your domain name. How do you buy a domain name? Some people say, oh, it's real simple. Others, like where I was, like, well, do I buy it from GoDaddy, from Namecheap, from wherever, Cloudflare, and so on. And they all have their own platforms, and it's another thing to learn. So now I've got it down where in 15 minutes domain name's registered. It's pointing in the right direction. I have them with Namecheap, and then I have web hosting with SiteGround, and I swear by them. I love them. So, and then with all the emails, it's like, well, how do you read your emails? If you just kind of think about it, you've got your website, and you can create an email account, and people are going to email you. So, how do you read them? How do you connect it up to your phone as well? Well, I can do all of that, and I did do it for 4 websites 2 nights ago within half an hour. All 4 websites, WordPress up, so WordPress was on there, interlinking with ClickFunnels, and having a subdomain. Won't go into all tech jargon with it, but had emails working on my phone, so as I can just scroll through and go, oh, somebody's sent an email from this website. Oh, there's someone sent an email from that website, and I can reply direct from the phone, which is so useful. And it's better in one way than logging into each account to look at the emails. So it's these kind of little things which took me a heck of a long time to learn, and where you could probably go with ChatGPT now and say, okay, how do I do this? And it'll come out with a really good response. I keep asking it lots of things, and it's working really, really well. So it might be a useful little tool to, get used to talking to it. And you start to refine it down when there's a particular task you want to accomplish, So yeah, that's one thing. So coming back to the ClickFunnels, absolutely love it. The ecosystem, you'll see all these books and things around, and I'll soon be having all the new merch and stuff, t-shirts, hats, and all that kind of thing. Stand by him, absolutely brilliant. And yeah, so the thing which really got me was Trey Llewellyn, and when I saw that he was doing a presentation, I'm just like, I've got to be on that, and I've got to be there and just watch. So I was watching, I'm just like, this is gold. And then when with the new framework. So a framework is just quite simply, someone creates some sales funnels or whatever funnels, for, it could be a course, you could be doing courses. It could be opt-in pages. It can be anything, just web pages. But you create them, design them all, lay out, and it's like a template. And basically then, if have the actual particular funnel to share, I can share all them pages or all that site, that website, or just part of it, send you the link, and then it basically imports that into your ecosystem. It's just phenomenal how it kind of works, So yeah, and I've been testing that out, and it's just like bang. Yeah. And so when I saw Trey was on it, and his track record is just phenomenal, and I was just like, that's where I want to be following in them footsteps. Let's tweak them, tweak this, tweak that. So basically we've got a perfect framework to be able to just copy and paste some pictures and text, ask ChatGPT, okay, I want to sell, or I want to promote, or I want to do this for my non-profit, for my church, whatever. Then it can give you various content, and you can say, look, I'm using ClickFunnels, or I'm using a web page builder. When you're creating this text, can you just highlight whether it's a heading, subheading, paragraphs, and how I should lay it all out. I asked it to do one of these, and I was just blown away. It was just brilliant. And then it says, can you give me some more examples as well? And can you create some posts for social media? And it did it all. Brilliant. So the big thing was, I noticed on the chat, lots of people were saying, oh, I'm struggling, I can't keep up. And they had to go through it quick. I suppose Trey were absolutely shattered, poor guy. But how dedicated and how kind is that? And what I found was after I joined the big one where it cost $5,500 or something or other, and you could pay it off over a period of time. So after I joined that, and I was like kind of excited and like, oh man, because you kind of get a bit overwhelmed because there's so much and it can do so much. So it took me a while just to get myself head round it all and go, okay, yeah, that is this, and I can relate to that for this, and I can copy and paste that, I can drag that here. Oh, okay, I can see it. So I was starting to see all that, and then I just thought, okay, there were other people in other kind of chatting and so on, and some were saying like, oh yeah, we've got this, or we do this course, and so on. And the thing which really made me think, I'm doing a Facebook group, I'm not charging anybody who's in this ecosystem particularly, and I'm going to really be helpful. If regardless, I'll do videos for them, or explaining things, or I'll just do some small videos where it says, this is how you do that, this is how you do this, and this is what this means. Do you know? So please put any messages in which you want. All my OG crews, it's about 8 of you or something or other. I've never done Facebook groups and stuff before, so bear with as well. I'll have a bit of a learning curve to be able to run it as an admin as well. And just give us a shout, let us know, and if there's any particular, I've got Zoom accounts, so if you wanted to Zoom, that's fine, just give us a shout. But I wish there was someone doing that for me way back, like 10 years ago, and it would have made such a difference. So yeah, let's kind of do it and just nail it. The other thing was, some people in other groups have got their own other groups, and then they're charging quite a lot of money to people per month, and it kind of, I've got a bad taste about that. I don't like that. I understand kind of a business thing, however, you've got tools here where you can make extra income doing it a different way. You don't have to, people are spending money already on ClickFunnels and so on. Why are you kind of taking them off of there and then charging them X amount? It just, yeah, didn't agree with it. So yeah, that's why I'm here. And I've done other courses where you've got school, you've got Teachable, you've got all these other places. Now, in a way, they're all good in their own way, but I used to work in trading, so following a lot of these trading ones, and there's so many like, oh, are you a good fit for us? It's $5,000 to join us, and I'm just like, oh, this is just a joke, So many people ripping others off. So yeah, give us a shout. Rich is the name, and just drop a message on there, and I'm going to see if I can upload this and compress it and do all this kind of other tech stuff which I need to learn. So yeah, happy days. Catch you all later. Bye for now.